Hello friends. So today we're going to do a quick little project. So fun. I just have this tin can that had some diced tomatoes in it. So I took the lid off or the top piece off and washed it out. I've got this leftover piece of the raised tile from Dollar Tree. And so I just measured the length of the can and I'm just making marks clear across the tile to cut out a piece to wrap clear around the can. So I'm going to cut that out. And then I'm going to use a little bit of E6000 glue for a permanent strong hold in random spots, but I'm mostly using hot glue to adhere it to the can. So first I just need to get the length of it that needs to go to fit end to end. And on these little tile pieces, when you hot glue, you have to be very, very careful not to burn yourself because the heat really goes through these tiles and you can feel it on your fingers, so be careful. So I'm just starting out with one end and I'm just going to wrap it around and just put a little more E6000 in random spots and hot glue in random spots too. And I apologize, I need to work on my filming better. I keep going off camera. I hold my projects too close to me and it's not getting the full project in my video. So I promise I will work on that. And hold down that end and make sure it was tightly adhered. Now I'm going to put some more E6000 all along where the other end will meet up with it. You can see what I'm doing, but not super well, so I feel really bad. But you can tell more or less what I'm doing. So now I'll just hold down that end and make sure it's dry and set up and holds real well before I let it go. Just using the end of a paintbrush to help me push it down. And the seam in back where the ends meet up will be the back. So now that I've got that on there, I am going to paint it moss color chalk paint by Waverly. I love this green color. It's such a pretty, fun color. So I'm just pouring some in the lid there. I thought that might be a little easier. Just getting it on my paintbrush and putting a really generous coat all over. Making sure to get all the little corners of those raised edges, the raised design. Giving it a quick dry. Now I'm using some white Adirondack paint, chalk paint by Faux. And I'm just getting very, very little on my little sponge brush. And then I get most of it off on my paper towel. I'm just dry brushing over all those raised edges. And I love this look. Makes it look so pretty. I love using these tiles from the Dollar Tree. So versatile, so many things you can do with them. But you just get very little on your brush and go over very softly, and the paint just stays on those raised areas. Just going around and giving it a quick look over and making sure I got all the edges, all the raised areas. So now I'm going to give that a quick dry, but it doesn't take long because it was almost dry. It was just dry brushed on and really thin. But just making sure it's all dry. There was a little part at the top that missed that needed a little bit more glue, so I'm just going to hold that on there. So now I've got this macrame cord that I got on Amazon, and I will put the link of it below my video. But I'm just starting on the inside lip of the edge of the can, and putting a little hot glue, using a little craft stick to adhere it on. I'm just going round and round to fill that in, and then I'm going to come up over the edge of the top of the can. I had to be careful, I was just using my fingertips, but toward the end I got my little pink silicone finger protector that I got at the Dollar Tree, and that was very helpful. Should have used it from the very beginning. So just go and clear around till the ends meet up, and then I will go up over that. And I went around about 4 times, I think, and I'm just adhering the very end there. So you can see how I just kind of went up and over the edge and made a border at the top there with that macrame cord. Now I've got some, it's basically the same macrame cord, but it's much thinner. And I want to say I got this at the Dollar Tree a long time ago, but I'm not positive. Maybe I did get it on Amazon, and if so, the link will be below. But I just went around all 4 of my fingers about 15 times, and I did this twice. Then I cut off some pieces, and I'm just tie around the middle of both those little sections of cord. Tying it in a good knot right in the middle. Then I'll tie out, or cut off all the ends. Do that on both of them, and then I will spread out all the loops and fan them out. And I will glue one on the center of the can, and then I'll put the other one in, going in the opposite direction, and it makes a cute little flower. And you can put just about anything you want in the middle of the flower, but I just put a basic black button on top. So I'm just finding the center of my can and the front where I want the front to be. And as you can see, I'm just gluing it out and fanning those out. And then I'll do the same, but put it in the opposite direction. Just hold that down till the glue dries. And last, I just will put a little button on the center. And like I said, this is a quick and easy project. Doesn't take much time at all. And you can use this for, oh, I did put a tag on. You wouldn't have to put a tag, but I like putting tags on. So I printed this little tag that says hello. You could put any really word on it that you wanted. So I'm rounding the corners, and then I'm finishing distressing the edges. And I will just glue that coming out of underneath the bow at the bottom. And then that will be it for this little project. Super quick, super easy, super cute. And you could use this for makeup brushes, paint brushes, pens and pencils, or flowers or greenery, as you can see here. That is it for this project. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate your support. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Links for items used are below. Thank you.